Mal gucken, was jetzt hier passiert. Ne?
Ich habe den Klang nicht angeschaltet, also ich kriege ihn aufheben. Kann man den Klang hören? Schau mal, wir sind hier gemütet. Dann hört man gar nicht, oder?
Ich habe sehr verschiedene.
Doch, aber man hört das hier drin.
Okay, gut. Okay.
Ja.
Okay, dann muss ich...
Also wir sind jetzt... Aber alles, was ihr jetzt macht, wird beobachtet. Wir sind jetzt on sozusagen.
Ja, dann schalte ich mal wieder zurück. Hier ist nämlich jetzt so. Okay, ich habe wieder auf die andere Kamera geschaltet. Okay. Ja, ich denke auch. Also, aber gut. Ich habe schon das Schlimme da gesehen. Ja, schön. Kamera ein bisschen tiefer. Ja, so, ihr seid jetzt alle schön im On. Aber verdeckt euch im Grunde genommen selber auf der Leinwand. Aber ist nicht so schlimm, glaube ich. Ne?
Ja, schöner wäre es nicht.
Jetzt sieht der Beamer. Ist das schon live jetzt?
We would like to extend a particular warm welcome to our satellites all over the world. Thank you so much that we get to know each other and for the great and inspiring cooperation. We would like to stay in contact with each of you, even the project is over. Among us are also two photographs, Sabine Schaumann and Jörg Meyer, who made a great job with their cameras, capturing nice moments at the event, and we really want to thank you for that. Another party thank goes to Ingrid Janike, who made all translations needed very patiently, even we need them very quickly. Thank you very much, Ingrid. We also want to thank you, Future Campus Forum, especially Peter Peterson for his patience during all the technical tests we did in his atelier house, and of course for the support yesterday and today during the live stream and tomorrow as well. Another thanks I would like to express to the Kunsthallen team for having us here in these impressive rooms and for the high-tech beamer we have. Last but not least, patience during all the technical tests for making the project possible. For the support yesterday and today during the live stream and tomorrow as well. Neustart Kultur, die beauftrage. Another thanks I would like to express to the Kunsthallen team for having us here in these impressive rooms and for the high-tech beamer we have. Senay, who will kindly take over the Medien and Stadt Bochum. She already did a good job during our meeting with the satellites, so I enjoy the next hours with her and all the artists. Thank you. Hi everyone. So we are very happy to present the various artworks of 22 artists from around the globe. Tonight we will see the result of experimental work of the past 4 months. We have met in digital laboratories, investigating and presenting several topics, all arising from sound, language, gestures, and the effects of those in human interaction. Tonight we will start off with an artist from Priss, who currently lives in the Netherlands.
Wie sind die Kopfhörer?
Sofia, Koloterakis. I hope you see her on the live stream. Coming very soon. Sofia
Ist schon, läuft schon.
Together since 2018. It's been a great pleasure working for this online residency, and we really appreciate this opportunity of communicating and working with.
And philosophy of science, fiction, as her main source of inspiration. She also writes scripts, short stories, and research papers. Her debut poetry collection, Drift in Lyrics, will come out this September 2021. Today she will present Autopoiesis. And dear Sofia,
hello.
Are you on the live stream already?
Hello, thank you for the nice introduction. And thank you, first of all, for organizing this beautiful lab. So, as you said, I will show my work Autopoiesis, which relates to the theme of the lab about language. And I got really inspired by the whole meetings that we did together. And so, like, my research result about language was that I want to show somehow like a pre-semantic space where meaning is produced slowly, deriving especially from gestures and like abstract noises and sounds, and like how all of this come together into our perception of language and on the form of language that we use especially. So as a research trajectory that I followed, I was really inspired by David Abrams. He also works a lot with language in his work. So it might be interesting also for the others to know that I was inspired from this and his work, The Spell of the Senses, where he talks a lot about how actually gestures are the first level of communication, but gestures are like a space that we share with the whole landscape, so also with nature and animals and plants. And this is somehow what I'm trying to show. Of course, I will write more about it and for the catalog, because sometimes it's not obvious from the work where the inspiration comes from. And yes, so mainly I want also to say that I mainly write as a form of work, but from this laboratory, because we went more into also like philosophical aspects of language, I wanted to work more with animation, so motion, because as I said, I was more inspired to show like how motion precedes the creation of language, and like the very first level, just the letters and the form of it. So I'm also kind of making a dialogue with like the style of poetry that is called concrete and visual, but actually it's not really a poetry what I'm showing, but it's kind of starting a dialogue with concrete poetry format, because it's giving emphasis more on the visual aspect of language and words. So should I start showing my work?
Sofia, just wait a second. We have some technical problem. There's not the right image in the live stream right now. I hear from the technical crew.
Okay.
So just a moment and I will let you know when you can go on.
Okay, great. So maybe in the meanwhile, I can say more about the work. So autopoiesis actually refers to like the act of autopoiesis, which is self-generation. So I kind of think of language itself as an entity that is self-generative. So like cells that come together and then they always evolve into different forms. So I think it's a Greek word, but it refers more to biology, I think exactly to organisms that are self-made and, you know, kind of self-sustaining themselves through the process. And then for this reason, I think yeah, I think I kind of want to relate this whole lab for me, of course, not only the work that I did, but because we also had a lot of talking and a lot of exercises. So yeah, this whole lab for me somehow relates to semiotics, so the process of how we arrive to encode, or some people say call it encoding. Okay. So all of this introduction, of course, will be something different from the video that I'm going to show. So I hope you like it.
Ja, klar.
We are still trying to work out the technical difficulties, so please hang on.
Oh, okay. So let me know and I will restart it again.
Sorry.
Yes, no problem.
Also nimm nicht Sofia, sondern jemand anderen.
Okay.
Vielleicht liegt es, keine Ahnung.
So. Oder dann einfach da reinschieben, oder geht nicht, ne? Per Drag and Drop.
Ist irgendwas mit Performance einfach machen.
Was können wir machen?
Die Senay würde spontane Performance machen, um die Zeit zu überbrücken. Wäre das okay?
Ja, ja, klar.
Ja. Kannst du dich selber anders machen? Oder?
Gut, dann sag Bescheid, dann schalte ich auf.
So I will improvise. So it was planned for later on, but I will show my performance right now. And what I would like to say is that I focus on voice and movement, exploring the unseen worlds inside and between people. Enjoy.
Was kommt jetzt? Ich verstehe nicht, was ist gerade. Das ist ein Picture-in-Picture-Fenster. Ich vermute, dass das hier noch nicht geht. Oh, da sieht man das nicht. Nee.
Oh, jetzt. Jetzt klappt es.
Was habt ihr jetzt?
Sie haben diese Freigabe, irgendeine Freigabefunktion war hier aktiviert.
Okay.
Also was mache ich jetzt?
Wir machen noch mal kurz einen Test.
The strength of spontaneity. We'll show my performance later. Ja, später oder jetzt?
Ja, das geht. Das funktioniert.
Hi again.
Ja, okay.
Teilnehmerfreigabe oder sowas, ne?
Okay, hi Sofia.
Hi
Good to see you.
again.
I cannot really hear you here in the room because we have some problems with echo. So anyway, are we ready to play the video?
Ja, Moment. Jetzt das Video schon?
Ja?
Moment.
Yes, okay.
So we will see your video in a moment.
So, aber das falsche Video. Das ist richtig.
Nein, das ist das falsche
Ja,
Video.
muss mir doch sagen, ich weiß es doch nicht.
Sophie wollte selbst das Video zeigen.
Ach so, ja, das weiß ich doch alles nicht.
Dann soll sie den Screen jetzt sharen.
Sophia, can you share your screen and start the video?
Yes,
on your
okay.
device?
Great.
Thank you.
But my introduction went fine?
Ja, lass sie das nochmal machen.
Did you hear my introduction?
Yes, jetzt kommt's.
Lass sie die nochmal machen.
Yes.
Einfach.
Okay.
Nach Sofia kommt Boni.
Also direkt ohne Moderation?
Mit Moderation,
Ja, da muss ich
aber
vorher
das
natürlich-
Video
okay,
kannst du
okay.
jetzt vorbereiten, das ist Nummer 2.
Nur 2?
Ja.
Okay, habe ich schon. Ich wollte gleich diese Kamera annehmen, das ist die Moderationskamera.
Ja, das ist ja nicht auf Position. Wollen wir jetzt den Sound hier aufdrehen?
Jetzt müsste man eigentlich, wenn ein Video läuft, das Licht runterdrehen. Eigentlich aber ist ja so keiner da, also ist egal. So ein bisschen, genau. Das reicht schon. Wenn die Moderation kommt, wieder lauter, ne? Heller, meine ich.
Ist Audio auch an? Also ich weiß gar nicht, ob die okay, alles klar. Läuft, ja? Ja.
Da ist gar kein Audio drauf. Ich sehe jetzt hier keine Anzeige hier. Da ist kein Audio. Ich habe das Audio mal hier ausgeschaltet, ne? Das hier erstmal.
Okay, aber ich frage mich jetzt, warum von ihr nichts kommt.
Von wem?
Von Sofia.
Sie zeigt das Video.
Und das hat keinen Sound gemacht.
Doch, das hat Sound.
Ich habe aber hier keine Auspegel.
Kannst du es hören?
Ja, das sind so zarte
So.
Klänge.
Aber das kann ich mal lauter machen.
Weil hier
Aber
kam nichts aus dem
hier ist null, hier kommt gar nichts an. Gar nichts, völlig null. Also.
Ja, bei dir muss auch nichts ankommen. Du sendest ja auch nichts rein.
Ach so, okay, dann hast du.
Das sind nur deine Inputs.
Aber da
Okay, wie viel
passiert
da
doch
runter?
was.
Nee. So,
Ja, der Klang ist da. Alles gut.
gut. Also wenn Senay gleich kommt, schalte ich erstmal auf die Totale, dann auf die Nahaufnahme.
Genau.
Und dann erst auf das Video. Ne? Aber,
Danach, ja, wenn
das
die...
dauert ein bisschen.
Genau.
Man muss das Video erst anwählen und
Ja.
so. Was ist das jetzt? Achso, das ist jetzt nur. Achso. Wieso haben wir hier jetzt das.
Alles gut.
Okay. Ach, das ist einer am Laptop gewesen, deswegen. Alles klar.
Peter, das kann man sehen, was du da machst. Das kann man sehen, was du da machst. Ja, hier auf dem Projektor. Ja.
Ja.
Sonst okay, ja.
Sonst nicht.
Sonst sieht man.
Nur auf dem Projektor.
Ja.
Da wir ja unter uns weitgehend hier sind, ist das erstmal weggehalten. Kann man jetzt irgendwie sehen, wie lange das Video noch dauert? Ne, wahrscheinlich nicht, ne?
Das sieht man.
Okay, thank you for your attention. That was my video. I hope you liked it. And I can't wait to give you more information about my inspiration and what I want to show in the text I'm going to write for the catalog. So now I guess I'm going to give the stage to the next artist. Yes.
Thank you very much, Sofia, for showing your work. Wonderful. Thank you. Next, we have two artists who are currently living in England.
Immer noch das.
Yishuai and Wong.
Ja, okay. Nee, das ist jetzt über YouTube.
Aber ich hab's gepinnt. Habe ich. Ich habe es gemacht.
For the past decade. After obtaining a degree in industrial design.
Das hat einfach heiß.
Okay. Weil es hat so Gehalt vorhin.
Mikrofon war aus. Ganz kurz.
Mach nochmal.
Jetzt.
Das
soll ich jetzt Sekunde.
Thank you very much, Sofia. The next artists are a couple. Wang and Wong, currently living in England, are a UK-based artist duo who have been working together since 2018. A Qingdao native, Wang has lived in Edmonton, Canada, and London, UK for the past decade. After obtaining a degree in industrial design, she further explored printmaking by pursuing a master's degree at the Royal College of Art, UK. Jun's work looks into how we measure time through investigating its relation to nature, the universe, and memory. She is fascinated by the most easily overlooked ubiquitous elements that quietly coexist with us and centers her work around these instinctive moments of the everyday. Jun has exhibited internationally in cities including London, Shanghai, Changsha, Tokyo, Toronto, and Edmonton. Her works are collected by the Victoria and Albert Museum in UK, Royal College of Art, UK, Tama Art University Museum, Japan, and University of Alberta, Canada. Wong is from Hong Kong, currently living in the UK, Hong Kong, and China. She completed her master's degree in print at the Royal College of Art, UK. Bonnie works extensively with two-dimensional media, including prints, photography, and books, and uses them to create installations. She makes work by examining and recontextualizing found materials. Her work is both socio-political commentaries, as much as a poetic meditation on identity and migration. In the past few years, Bonnie has created work and shown them in locations around the world, including Marseille, Bologna, Manchester, London, Hangzhou, Changsha, and Hong Kong. Their research focuses on the relationship between nature, personal and collective history, and languages. The work encompasses materials including slides, old photos, dictionaries, maps of foreign places, and archival documents. There is a strong emphasis on the process of relocation and how it generates interpreted memories and unfamiliarity. In the past 3 years, they have been invited and commissioned to create site-specific installations in various locations in Europe and Asia. Welcome, Jun and Bonnie.
Jetzt kannst du anfangen.
Hello everyone, we are Bonnie and Jun from Hong Kong and Qingdao in China. And we are an artist collective. We started working together since 2018. It's been a great pleasure working for this online residency, and we really appreciate this opportunity of communicating and working with artists from all around the world. And the team has been great supporting us, and it's been a great journey working with everyone in Germany as well. So here we will like to talk about this project that we produced during the time of this residency. For this project, me and June, we made a publication about time, language, and intimacy, which is inspired by this great online residency opportunity and all the activities that's been part of it. And also, we made this publication with materials that we collected from our daily lives. So to start with, I'd like to introduce this, we call it a learning guide. It's a self-centered learning guide, which you can use it ideally to learn Mandarin and Cantonese. However, it's not just a normal learning guide like the ones that you get to learn, you buy in a bookstore to learn a language. It's not a very efficient one. This is inspired by our times me and June spent together over the past few years, where we live, work, and travel together. So the background of this project is that me and June, we both grew up in different cities in China. Myself, I grew up in Hong Kong, and June grew up in Qingdao, which is a city that's in the northern part of China. Myself, I grew up learning Cantonese and speaking Cantonese, and June grew up speaking Mandarin, which are both Chinese dialects, but spoken in a very different way. But then we read almost the same language. I write and read traditional Chinese, and June reads and writes simplified Chinese. While June also, she grew up in an area in the northern part of China, so she grew up in a family and in an environment speaking a local dialect, which is very common in the northern Shandong part of China, and it's a dialect that's spoken commonly within the area of Qingdao. And for myself, as I said, I speak Cantonese, which is specifically a dialect that's very commonly spoken in the southern part of China, namely in areas like Macau, Hong Kong, and the Guangdong province. Also, it's the most commonly spoken dialect among overseas Chinese, with migrants moved from the southern part of China to areas like the UK, Europe, and Northern America, like the US and Canada. So we made this learning guide thinking that it will be fun and it will be nice if someone can also, like us, learn Mandarin and Cantonese. But then we realized it's not that easy because, for example, for me and June, we had so much miscommunication at the beginning learning each other's language, because for me, I hardly spoke any Mandarin and my Mandarin is very bad. And for June, she didn't know any Cantonese at all. So it was really challenging for us to fully express ourselves, like our feelings and, you know, our upbringings and our background. And it's just hard to get to know each other. But it's also very interesting because by then we realized how just within one language, it can still be very hard to understand one another. And I think it's also very common for two people, like two friends or, you know, a couple or even family members who speak the same tongue. It's still sometimes very hard to understand what's in each other's mind. Especially now, even though we have social media and we have, you know, different technology, and it really encourages us to speak to each other with text, but then it's not that easy to face speak with one another. So this is the project that we did. We made a little book that consists of 6 components. So here you see there's 2 posters. The 2 with colors are 2 posters. And then there's this drawing, and there are 2 small books. One of them has a lot of common errors in it, and one of them will tell you the language, the words that we invented ourselves. So they're bound together with this small clip. And the first book that I would like to introduce to you is this book, which has many common errors in it. So here you see the blue ones are Cantonese and the orange ones are Mandarin syllables. So these are the words in Chinese. So baboon in Cantonese pronounced as fat, but in Mandarin it pronounced as fei. And for Cantonese, it would sound the same as suddenly, which also read as fat, but in Mandarin, the same word has the same sound with these three words, which means boiled, useless, and lung, which is very different from Cantonese. So these four words, they pronounce as fei. So they're all the same, basically. So the second example will be these words, which is, when you see it now, it's not that easy to understand. But for me, for Cantonese, these five words pronounce as tou, tou, tou, tou, tou, which is very similar. But then for Mandarin, they will pronounce as du, tu, tu, tu, tao. So there's a slight difference between each word. But then, interestingly, for both Mandarin and Cantonese, these two words, which means vomit and rabbit in English, for Cantonese, it sounds like this, tou, tou, and in Mandarin it will sound like tu, tu, which would be the same as the English word tu. So this is a more complicated example, and to just go through this very quickly, for Cantonese, this will speak like mo, mo, mo, mo, mo, mo. So as you see here, they all have a very similar sound, but just with a slightly different syllable. But then for Mandarin, they will sound like this. Mo, mo, wu, wu, wu. And that's not existent in Mandarin at all. So as you see here, Cantonese and Mandarin are very similar, but then they have a slight difference. So the miscommunication that we had most oftentimes is that when I speak one word, it could easily mean another word in Mandarin. So for us, it's not that easy to learn, even though they're both Chinese. It will be really frustrating and very confusing sometimes. And then we also made another small book, which is what you saw earlier in yellow, in this yellow color, which we called Yao Yao Yu, which is like an invented dictionary between the two of us. So the word yu in Cantonese, it can mean language, but at the same time, it sounds the same as another word, which is boobs. So here it's like a playful approach on this topic. So another thing that we faced a lot between me and June is that I will teach her how to speak Cantonese, but sometimes she would not understand and she would invent new words. So here is an example of this invented word, which in Cantonese, it will sound wai for parking space or for space. But then for June, it was really hard to catch this idea of starting a word with W, the sound of the W. So she would always confuse the sound W with M. So space at the end for her is mai instead of wai. And this common error just, we have this get along until now, and it's still a common error, but at the end I understood it very completely, and it's not a problem at all nowadays. So another example will be the word a box. In Cantonese it will be hub, and in Mandarin it will sound like he. Yeah, but I don't know why June just pronounced it as for most of the time, and as time passed by, and as time passed, we just get used to it. And another example will be Pinocchio, which has no meaning at all for anyone who speaks Mandarin and for anyone who speaks Cantonese. But then eventually for us, we use it as a word that means fake, because Pinocchio is not a real human. So eventually when we say, oh, that's fake, and we will just say that's Pinocchio. So at the end, it became a word that's it's like a metaphor, but then it only has meaning between the both of us. And there are also other words that has a very similar function. And I think for us, what's interesting is that instead of absorbing each other's language, another new language emerged, which has nothing to do, sometimes has nothing to do with Cantonese and Mandarin. And I think it's very common, as I said, between two people understanding or, learning about each other. Sometimes it's hard to just learn a new language, but then people find new rules and rhymes and meanings in words, and they become a new language. And when these kind of communication or relationship dies, like when people break up, it's like a new language died with them. So we also made two small posters, which the first one, we call it relax, because one time when June asked me to put some spring onion in a dish, for me in Cantonese, it sounds very similar as relax. So I just relaxed and I didn't do anything, and it got her really mad because I'm not following her instructions when we cook. And then we also found out that in Cantonese, 楼福, which means tiger, sound exactly the same as worries, 福楼. So 楼福 and 福楼is just the same sound but spoken reversed. And for me, I learned and speak Cantonese for my whole life, but I never realized that. So this is the project, and we just laid it out. So that's the poster and the work. That again is another poster and the book together. And we'd like to show you a short clip of how it's opened and how it's closed. So yeah, and we'd like to show you the scale of the project as well. Yeah, so it's a small project we did for this residency, and we really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. So yeah, thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to us. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, we are Bonnie and June from Hong Kong and Qingdao in China. And we are an artist collective. We started working together since 2018. It's been a great...
Du hast gerade gesagt Kamera 1, habe ich Kamera 1 eingeschaltet.
Ja, Kamera 1. Jetzt kommt Senay.
Okay.
Und danach kommt Enkaryon.
Okay.
Du kannst ins Bild, ja. Kamera ist an?
Ist an.
Kamera ist an?
Ja.
Also warte oder los?
Los.
Okay.
Thank you very much, June and Bonnie. The next artist presenting today is Enkaryon. Enkaryon is a poet and critic based in Taipei. He has published several collections of poetry and essay, such as A Galaxy of Howness. poetry about post-digital society. He also is selected as a resident writer in Kanserat in 2017 and in UNESCO Prague, the City of Literature, in 2020. His recent interest is to apply the idea climate change into experimental poetry. As different humidity or conditions of the atmosphere change our speaking, how will we talk and hear in the near future? A new linguistic system is about alternating with the medium of air to maintain its basic function of communication. As poets, how do we write a poem about a catastrophe? How will we live in tropical Berlin or temperate Taipei to write? How do we write a poem determined by the climate zone, thus opening up new imagination? Welcome, Ang. Please, Enkaryon, sorry. Please let us know the work that we are going to see.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today I will present. Okay, this is my CV. Today I will present one ongoing project and also some projects did this early year. Okay, so actually this year I work a lot about the uncommitted poemia, also called ecoism. So in East Asia, we usually use the writing system to mimic the vocal feature in visual sign. And here actually is some practice in manga. So in this early year, I do another one residency in indigenous trips, and I use the local language, try to know what is their ecosystem system. And actually, this is the one of the words. He just used the words the breath. The breath in the Telugu language means the wine paid to the grace. So actually, it's the mimic to the sound of the wine. At that time, I added the one book. Actually, it's the rest from the one Telugu language, one indigenous language in Taiwan, and added the layer ecosystems bullying. And also, we do some workshop to re-image what is the words and what is the visual sign and what is the layer the children and children's culture memories. Another one project I did 2 months ago actually is the so-called Crown-Sonnet trip. Because these 2 months in Taiwan, we meet some COVID-19 problem, so some activity shut down. So in theater, we try to shift the space to the virtual space. So at that time, I try to host some kind of politics, drama activity. So actually, in this project, we just use the Google Maps and also the idea of the Crown-Sonnet and combine these 2 things together to do a new kind of interact drama. Basically, the poetry trip is the virtual immersive way, and just invite the audience into the Google Map. I do some small trips, and they find the keywords to make a new points. And the time is about half hour or also the half hour to 1 hour. Okay, this is what I did before, and now I will show the ongoing project.
Da weiß ich aber gar nicht, wie das geht. Also da spreche ich nicht.
Musst du nur auf Zoom gehen und dann Bildschirm freigeben.
So now we will begin in the shaking screen, and actually you will see the wall are shaking by the cell phone. And then we will head to the project from the words to voice. Actually, this book is about the locus. But why is the locus? Is what this book is written. If you are Asian people, actually you will see those Japanese words will tell you meaning. You are the Western people, you maybe will see the some. Okay, you will see some English words in the screen. And then we will slow down.
Senay, danach ist Lina.
Also ich habe das schon bereitgestellt, sobald Sie im Bild das Ganze umschalten. Ne? Du kannst hier auch bei mir gucken, ne? Ja, bevor du umschaltest.
Ja.
Okay, we will begin. Just slow down, and then you dance from the walls to my ongoing project. This year I tried to do this project, and its name is the tonal humidity. And the idea is to image why is the linguistic relationship between language and climate change. And then we'll see a short news clip. Actually, just 3 weeks ago, happened in Europe.
Ja, ja. Jetzt ja gerade bei der Überschwemmung ein. Ich habe jetzt nichts gemacht, der Ton ist.
Nee, der hat keinen Klang.
Okay.
It's very sad news, but it's what happened now. And how can an artist can do to show the difference after the climate change is what this project wants to do. And in the early, actually I just told how I think about the humidity of this idea. Actually, the Douglas College write one book about the North water myth, and this book actually just mention water music. Water music flows in the air previous mid-century, of course. Actually, blah blah blah. It says that it tells us in the sound art or so-called music that cope with the water for a long time. So how can we deal with the water or so-called humidity today? So that's what is the early opinions in this project. And then we will see actually water can move. Water give our many power, also shows its energy.
das Video, was nehme ich? Ich muss ja gleich da sitzen und schreiben.
So early we saw the water move through and produce the energy. And then if you know less, what is the water power in our language? Actually, the main idea of this project actually is from the one paper in PNAS in 1217. At that time, the linguistics they find actually the climate shape our language, and this picture shows that actually the tonal language only exists in the humid area. The blue dust means the language that bear the tonal features, and the yellow dust just means is only the single tonal language. This idea is still controversial, but we know at least the ecological feature can change our language. So it's one way to use the tonal feature to remind people the climate change in language. And then I will show some tonal song here. And those songs actually is from the Taiwan and Southeast Asia. Those areas actually people chose the tonal language, and you can when you hear those songs, you will feel the tonal feature in the song and also in the speaking. So that's why I say the tonal humanity can be observed and can be used for the science fiction ways. And while humans can change the language, you can see this clip. The main reason why the Southeast Asia people speak tonal language is because when the waves and air surrounding around them, they can add through more details of a linguistic feature. So why many linguists think only the tonal language exists in the wet environment. So actually this is ongoing project. I just show what I did now. I just try to use the deepfakes voice to mimic the Germany to the tonal feature. So actually, here I show the small project just use the Vietnamese tone to speak the German. The text is from the golden. The poem is from the German.
Ich vertippt, wo warst du da?
Okay.
Was hier die Senay Bescheid? Okay. Senay kündigt jetzt den nächsten Film an und dann muss ich den einspielen oder ist der auch live?
Es kommt zuerst Kamera 1.
Ja, Senay, klar.
Senay und dann Lina.
So actually, this is my training project. I just try to use some raw material to show why our language will be the human. And this will be a step to another one film making. And this is the why I use today some reference film. Also, thanks for the some financial support from the Taiwan National Culture and Art Foundation. And thanks you are listening. And also thanks the Sound and Soul this project to support to do this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enkaryon. The next artist is Lina Choi from South Korea. I will read her text. I explore a relationship between society and individuals through human voice and sound, transforming to noise or vibration, which is intended to give a visual power to individuals' personal narratives. I focus on each individual who has its own identity, individuality, personality, sexuality, or interest, looking into how people express their own identities under the visible or invisible social rules or cultural hegemony. A society is made up of all the different individuals with their different identities. With social rules and or cultural hegemony, people are expected to conform to society as members of it and naturally follow them with systems of education. However, the social force encourages individuals to have a desire to express their own identities. Welcome, Lina Choi. We are very curious to see your work of art.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Lina Choi from South Korea. I'm showing my final project for satellite today, and it's based on the environment that I'm currently in. So at the moment, I'm living in Quebec, Canada, and everything in here is in French. So I've been recording some conversations and people talking in French. Yeah, I've been recording the conversation. Is that okay, my sound?
Yes, your sound is fine.
Okay, sorry, it was a bit weird.
Maybe, sorry, Lina?
Yeah?
Excuse me. Maybe you can wait for a moment?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Wir zeigen zuerst das Video, weil sie uns geschickt hat und versuchen das Problem zu lösen. Danach kann sie spielen.
Okay, we will show your video, which you send us first, because we have some technical difficulties with the live stream. And then afterwards we come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Da ist Lina Choi. Lina Choi.
Lina Choi.
Will jetzt laufen lassen?
Ja.
Und? Ja. Wie spielt der das nicht? Oh Gott. So. Das ist mittendrin, ne? Müssen wir zurück.
Alles gut.
Ja?
Klasse.
So.
Hallo. Wir haben jetzt wieder dasselbe Problem. Kriegen Sie nichts auf dem Bildschirm. Wir kriegen unseren Satelliten nicht auf dem Bildschirm. Genau, wir kriegen den Zoom bei Teilnehmern nicht auf dem Bildschirm. Wechseln, sollen wir mal. Ja, mach mal wechseln.
Ja, jetzt läuft das.
Jetzt spielt das ja, das Video, das geht jetzt nicht. Und jetzt?
Jetzt, warte kurz, wir besprechen das mir später. Ganz gut.
Das ist jetzt.
So. Hier ist so ein Zeichen. Genau, wegen dem Zeichen klappt das nicht.
Ja.
Ja, soll jetzt die Senay
Müssen
was
wir
sagen?
die Freigabe wechseln. Ich glaube,
Ich schalte jetzt auf Kamera 1, ja? Also, da müssen wir das Licht ein bisschen heller
die
machen.
Freigabe von Zoom
Jetzt ist das.
wechseln.
Okay.
Die Freigabe.
Ja, Bildschirm freigeben.
Genau, und dann ja, hier steht aber freigeben, Bildschirm freigeben, als ob da nichts ist. Oben links.
Oh Gott, ist das kompliziert.
Ja, warte, geh mal raus da. Geh nochmal da. Das da nochmal. Nee. Optionen anzeigen. Da.
Also Freigabe habe ich nur unten, Bildschirmfreigabe.
Nee, das ist das nicht.
Sollen Sie bei Lina
Optionen angeben.
Optionen anzeigen?
Anzeigen. Da, die Freigabe des Teilnehmers beenden. So.
Jetzt haben wir's.
Ja, wir haben es.
Dankeschön. Alles klar.
So we got you now.
Lina, bitte anschalten.
Hi.
Haben Sie verstanden, wen?
Alles gut.
Was kommt jetzt als nächstes? Was bereite ich jetzt vor?
Nichts. Zuerst nichts.
We can see you now. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So I realized without the knowledge of language, I'm listening to only sound, not a meaning of a word. So I'm showing a live performance with the conversations that I recorded, and then the conversations are gradually distorted and transformed into a sound. So I'm gonna just start. Thank you for listening.
Das Licht, genau.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Lina.
Thank you.
Ist was? Alles okay?
Nein. Ich habe Senay stumm. Kann man hören? Sag bitte was. Sie ist jetzt
Ist alles
ausgeschaltet.
okay, von mir ist alles an.
Du bist zu sehen, aber man kann dich nicht hören.
Also hier Lautsprecher sind alle an. Bei mir ist alles an. Also das liegt hier am Zoom, glaube ich. Tja, da wird doch schon in der... Ich habe jetzt Ton hier. Bei mir kommt Ton an. Also,
kommt Ton an?
Ja. Setz mal deinen Kopfhörer auf. Setz mal deinen Kopfhörer auf. Komm. Hören bei dir. Kopfhörer auf. Ja. Ne? Ja, mir kommt aber hier Ton an.
Bei mir nicht.
Da muss man den Lautsprecher aufdrehen. Also Ton ist jedenfalls bei mir da. Also. Ja, siehst du, ist da. Okay. Ja. Bei mir ist alles okay. Bei mir kommt Ton, alles in Ordnung.
Bei mir ist sie gemutet, also ich kann es auch nicht.
Bei mir ist nichts gemutet, alles offen. Ich hab hier sogar einen Pegel, alles da. Also. Bleib ruhig mal so sitzen, das sieht ganz schön aus. Das ist besser als gar kein Bild. Ja.
Nein, man kann dich nicht hören.
Also ich habe hier, wie du siehst, hier alle Ausschläge da. Also vielleicht hört man es doch über YouTube. Alles okay bei dir.
Scarlett, kannst du bitte kommen, kurz?
Zeichen, den kriege ich gar nicht raus. Siehst du? Ja. Das ist hier, also Aufhebung am Vorderen, habe ich mehrmals gemacht. Bisher gar nicht.
Genau. Jetzt ist Improvisation gefragt, ne? Habt ihr vielleicht den Lautsprecher ausgeschaltet? Hier ein Mikrofon oder irgendwas? Also mein Ton ist vollkommen in Ordnung, alles da. Wow, das sieht gut aus, sehr schön.
Hallo Peter, wir haben noch ein Problem. Jetzt kann man den Ton nicht hören von uns. Also da steht also Zeichen von Mikrofon gestrichen und das kriege ich gar nicht aufgehoben. Von Satelliten Germany, also von uns.
Mein Ton ist okay, kannst du sagen. Ist alles okay, alles
eingeschaltet. Du musst das machen.
Ja. Hallo, also der Ton ist bei mir da, Pegel, alles da, also alles normal, alles eingeschaltet.
Hier irgendwas?
Im Zoom, ich bin ja wieder heute, da muss ich jetzt gucken, wo ich jetzt meinen Zoom, warte mal. Kann ich jetzt, was soll ich machen? Auf? Nee, ich habe immer noch ein Vollbild hier. Ja. Was soll ich rausnehmen? Habe ich nicht verstanden.
Ich bin, glaube ich.
Ach so, ja. Ja, Zoom Cloud und Zoom Meeting, ne? Okay, und dann? Okay, habe ich jetzt? Okay. So, jetzt guck mal, hast du Ton? Weißt du mal eben?
Kannst du bitte was sagen, Senay?
Sag mal was. Also auf meinem
Mischpult ist der
Ton
ja,
die ganze Zeit an.
Super.
Okay, da war das ein Problem von Zoom.
Hi, now I have to find my notes.
Ja, also die ganze Zeit schon. Das ist kein Problem. Es war ein Zoom.
Do we have a break before to continue to the second session now?
Funktioniert es jetzt? Julia sagt ja. Okay, dann. Gut, dann gucken wir mal, ne? Okay. Dann. Bild auf Vollbild machen. Wo mache ich das denn jetzt? Bei mir jetzt?
So after we solved these technical problems, after they solved the technical problems, we will go with the next artist. And that is Yishuai Zhang from... Yishuai Zhang is an artist, researcher, and energy healer. His artworks intend to explore and navigate a spectrum of dynamic resonance between organisms and machines to enable a healing quality spawned by human-computer interactions. His concept of traumatized entities indicates our collective suffering from a deep-rooted belief of dualities and how we can liberate ourselves from it with the help of computation. Aligned with Whiteheadian process philosophical thought, inspired by Taoist and Buddhist epistemology, his research questions and queers the anthropocentric relations between machines and humans that strictly follows a doctrine of mechanical reductionism for efficiency and capital growth, military development, and authoritarian facilitators, while explores innovative methods for human-computer interaction, aiming for collective healing. He simulates speculative process metaphysics to bridge the meaning of art and process of healing as a holistic being that dissolves the boundaries in this traumatized reality. Welcome, Yishuai. Please introduce your work. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me, Senay? Okay, I guess. Hi, everyone. I'm Yishuai, Today, I'm very happy to join the Sound and Soul program. And for this program, I created a work called A String at Both Ends, which is a video. And I wrote a poetry, both in Chinese, in English, and in German, in these 3 languages. I also used modern technology, as Senay saying that I intend to create technology with the help of computation to heal human being on Earth and to enable the healing quality through the interaction. Today, I will not present a live streaming, but I will play a recorded video which is happening in real time. I created a machine, it's called Speaking Mouth, which I used a technology based on Fourier transformation. What is Fourier transformation? Fourier transformation is technology that can basically transform everything into waves. So that's the perception of this technology, and everything can be transformed into waves. If you know the double slit experiment, we're divided in this particle and wave duality. And through this work, A String at Both Ends, I want to explore the transformation from particle to wave, from logic to aesthetic, from function to aesthetic. So the machine takes Fourier transformation, actually more specific, it's called Mel frequency spectrum coefficiency. This will extract the property of sound, and I use a machine learning model. It's a unit of artificial intelligence to train different sound and train English and German. And I use the data to transform, to map the different properties of the language into color and pattern. So in the video you're going to see, I'm gonna basically read the poetry both in English and German in real time, and then you can see how language change the color, change the moving of the dynamic, hence change our perception. Because I think in this particle and wave duality, language, sound, it's more like a wave. They're waves. But language has another side, which is logics, because we use language to communicate. We use language to recognize, to establish a structure, a mechanism, to be understood or to understand. But apart from that, I think the more appalling, the more influential quality of sound, of language, are actually emotional. Even though sometimes I don't understand certain language, what people are saying, I can still kind of feel the emotion conveyed by the language, by the sound, by the pure existence of wave. So that's why we find unity. That's how we find unity. Different language has different reality, but all in all, they're sound. They're the vehicle, they're the media to convey emotion, to unite us as a human being on Earth. So now I will show my work.
Okay, voilà. Laufen lassen.
Warte.
Achso.
Nein.
Jetzt? Laufen lassen?
Human existence dwells between love and free will. Divine love, unconditional love. Love embedded in the mysterious totem of the universe. Little by little, break out in the manifestation of time and space. Leave free will behind, or stop breaking out and return to the chaotic ocean of free will. Because this unconditional love only wanders in the ocean of free will, the ocean that created organic life, all exclusive, everything crystal clear, without prejudice, without separation, carrying the meaning of life itself. Shine and shine in creation as it will be embraced by the darkness. Proceed in this undifferentiated love. Keep wandering into this free will. With the scars of the earth, ride the breeze from the clouds. Heal, heal, heal. In the cracks of all extremes, in search of the existence of internal light, from the same point, the same wish. Just because the whole separation is just to prove that there is a holistic being in the past. Once that connects across time and space, wish, wish, wish. Human existence dwells between love and free will, like a string at both ends. The string swings up and down. Maybe the harmony of the strings is the potency of human existence. When they are cracked, like a sign. Menschliche Existenz ist zwischen Liebe und freiem Willen zu verweilen. Göttliche Liebe, bedingungslose Liebe, Liebe eingebettet in das Mysterios Totem des Universums. Nach und nach ausbrechen in der Manifestation von Zeit und Raum. Lassen die Freiwillen hinter oder brechen sie nicht mehr aus und kehren sie in den chaotischen Ozean des freien Willens zurück. Denn diese bedingungslose Liebe wandert nur im Ozean des freien Willens. Der Ozean, der organisches Leben geschaffen hat. Alles inklusive, alles kristallklar, ohne Vorurteile, keine Unterschiede. Den Sinn des Lebens selbst tragen, Glanz und Glanz in der Schöpfung Es wird irgendwann in der Dunkelheit enden. Bitte diese undifferenzierte Liebe tragen. Wandern Sie weiter in diesem freien Willen. Mit den Narben der Erde, wie Priser von den Wolken reiten. Heil, heil, heil. In der Rissen aller Extremen. Auf der Suche nach der Existenz der ewigen Lichts. Vom gleichen Punkt. Der gleiche Wunsch. Nur weil die ganze Trennung nur dazu dient, zu beweisen, dass es in der Vergangenheit keine Trennung gegeben hat. Einmal, das über Zeit und Raum hinweg verbindet. Wunsch, Wunsch, Wunsch. Menschliche Existenz ist zwischen Liebe und freiem Willen zu verweilen. Wie eine Seite an beide Erden. Die Seite schwingt auf und ab. Vielleicht die Harmonie der Seiten ist der Bedeutung der menschlichen Existenz. Wenn sie Grießen singt, wie eine Seufzer. So that is my work, and thank you very much. Vielen Dank.
Dankeschön, Yishuai. Thank you very much. So we will take a break now for about 20 minutes, and then I will return to the stage and introduce the next artist. See you in a bit.
Recording stopped.
Was ist jetzt? Pause?
Pause.
Okay. Okay. Dann mache ich jetzt das andere Bild.
Ja, du kannst.
Das ist das Pausenbild, ne?
Machen wir ein Pausenbild was anderes. Also
Ja, wir haben keins. Das habe ich eigentlich hier gespeichert, aber kann ich jetzt nicht nehmen, weil das ganze Ding da, was der Peter da konstruiert hat, zusammenbricht.
Mach bitte Videos an, die du hast.
Ja? Okay. Soll ich mal hier auf 4. So, welches Video? Ach, von mir eins oder? Nee. Ich müsste die auch von meinem Rechner spielen, deswegen geht das nicht. Ich kann von meinem Rechner jetzt nichts machen. Deswegen kann ich von hier. Also, das wäre jetzt Blödsinn.
Ja, dann lassen wir es so.
Kann man nicht ändern. Es sei denn, wir hätten ein Schild, das wir irgendwo hinstellen können.
Man sieht uns dann. Also, Erwin hat kein Bild für Pause und wir haben jetzt davon.
Ich hatte ein Pausenbild, aber der Peter hat gesagt, ich darf da nichts mehr machen hier an dem Computer, sonst bricht alles wieder zusammen. Das Pausenbild habe ich zwar, aber kann ich jetzt nicht zeigen, weil ich dann das Programm verlassen muss und dann ist alles weg. Deswegen lasse ich es lieber sein.
Sie kann doch eins zeigen, oder?
Ja, das vielleicht, das weiß ich nicht. Aber ich kann nichts machen, also ich bin gesperrt sozusagen.
Soll ich eins machen? Ich kann ja meinen Bildschirm aufteilen. Okay. Und dann so ein rotierendes Logo an. Ja, perfekt. Das wäre gut. Genau.
Ich habe das Logo, als das man braucht, auf meiner Festplatte, wenn du das auch spielen willst.
Nee, ich habe das. Ja. Ich habe den anderen. Ja, also wir haben ein paar Stück.
Wie lange dauert die Pause?
20 Minuten.
Okay.
Ja, danke.
Als nächstes kommt eine Moderation. Oder?
Das ist ja gut, dass von der zu Maya noch ein Text gekommen ist.
Ja,
Ne?
ja, sie hat es auch geschickt.
Ja. Simultan übersetzen kann ich doch nicht.
Ja.
Also, das war ja gesprochen. Das war das natürlich die Inhalt.
Hast du das jetzt aufgenommen? Hast du das?
Ich habe das aufgenommen.
Ich weiß es nicht. Wenn Sie mir viel schreiben müssen und dann ins Englische dann übersetzen, das wäre auch sehr zeitaufwendig.
Ja.
Insofern
ich gehe ganz kurz raus.
Ja. War das so okay mit dem Essen?
Ja. Ich habe jetzt gerade ein Problem hier.
Hi. I just tested. Okay.
Der Livestream.
Jetzt kommt Nathalie.
Nathalie, genau. Karem und danach bist du, genau. So sieht's aus. Eigentlich, wo ist der Orden jetzt?
Erstmal die kleine Anmoderation, dann kommt ein Film irgendwann, ne? Also sie muss ja jetzt gesagt werden, dass die Pause zu Ende ist.
Recording in progress.
Ja, genau.
Sagt sie was selber? Oder das werden wir jetzt gleich sehen?
Sie ist jetzt online.
Ah, sie ist online.
Man kann sie.
Ich muss die Maske absetzen, ich kann sonst nichts sehen. Die Brille, die schlägt mir dermaßen. Das stört dich wahrscheinlich nicht, ne?
Nee.
Ich schalte jetzt die Mikrofone alle wieder an.
Mikrofone sind an.
Moment, Kamera 1.
Senay, du kannst ins Bild. Scarlett, dich kann man sehen.
Das ist ja nicht schlimm. Das ist jetzt nicht so schlimm, das ist einfach live. Weißt du, das ist nicht. Gut, wenn da dauernd einer sitzt, wird mich
Kamera 1 bitte.
Ja, okay, Hammer. So, dann gucken wir mal nach dem Ton. Der Ton ist da bei mir.
Ton ist da. Ton ist da.
Okay.
Hi.
Welcome back. The next artist that we are going to see is Nathalie Fougeras from France. Nathalie is a sound and visual artist exploring sound field recording, textile sound, and low-tech noise, sound art installation, sometimes combined with a specific sound music composition, with an interest for sculpture, mutation, nature, environmental rhythm, and impulse into art and individual perception. Welcome, Nathalie.
Hello. Thank you, Senay. Yes, I want to introduce first about. Okay, I am this one because I use this microphone with my mobile phone. So I want to introduce myself. Hope it's not too much feedback. Is it okay there? No.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So for this subject around language, I wanted to propose a video about textile sound with gesture around textile and gesture. About the sound from this aspect between the gesture and the textile, making a live, recording this live, and so then working after the video. So the video you will see, you will watch, is about a pre-recorded video. So I welcome you to watch it, and if you have some question or some idea about to feedback or to give me some other point of view, then you will be welcome to look with satellites and through them also to see how you can react. So thank you, Satellite, for this live and this time together. And thank you to the audience also. Yeah.
Merci, Nathalie.
Bitte das Video. Läuft nicht.
Knopf nicht, oder was wird denn nicht? Kannst du mir mal erklären, wieso der Player das jetzt nicht abspielt? Nochmal zurück. Nein. Ja, tut mir leid, jetzt geht nicht anders.
Alles gut.
Okay, doch, jetzt läuft es. Hat geklemmt. Ich weiß nicht warum.
Ist nicht schlimm.
Ton ist da?
Ja.
Gerne.
Ja, alles gut.
Gut.
So, das nächste. Das nächste ist Karem Ibrahim und der muss live sein.
Also brauche ich jetzt gar nichts zum Dran, ne? Oh, danke, ich möchte mich ja gerade. Danke. Was ich jetzt doof finde, ist, dass ich jetzt gar nichts hören kann, dass ich gar nicht weiß. Okay, alles klar. Gut, dann musst du das kontrollieren. Gute Performance, ne? Nee? Alles gut. Du hast jetzt gar nicht so drin. Da muss ich auf dich werden. Ja, danach, zum Schluss. Ich habe die Kamera jetzt ausgeschaltet, da kannst du ruhig sprechen. Das ist die Aufnahme, das ist die gute Dame. Hast du die Wäsche? Nee, das hat sich auf dem Buckel die ganze Zeit schneiden. Rote Farbe. Und dann gehe ich so die Kreide und solche Sachen machen auf dem Buckel. Da ist die ganze Zeit. Wenn es so schlustige Tage ist am Anfang. Nein. Hast du mal gut schon über Trab geredet. Ich habe die Kamera hier ausgeschaltet. Das ist jetzt aus, das kann Ton mehr. Kannst du jetzt mitsprechen, das hört man nicht mehr. Also ich habe gerade fest, ich habe gerade mal geklatscht. Es kommt nicht an, das hörst du nicht. Ich muss gleich daran erinnern, dass ich hier drauf drücke. Das darf ich nicht vergessen. Der muss rot sein, wenn die Performance ist. Das ist auch hier sehr leise eigentlich hier im Raum. Ne? Wenn wir den Lautsprecher ein bisschen aufnehmen müssen, das kommt nicht auffallen. So. Weiß ich, wie lange das noch läuft. Das ist schon schlecht. Tja. Da kommt sie schon, da kommt sie schon. Ist schon da.
Sehe ich nicht. Sie hat mir gar nicht angezeigt. Nein, der ist nicht online. Pause. Ausschalten.
Ich schalte jetzt um auf die Moderation. Moderation. Licht an.
Der ist da, aber im falschen Chat.
Das ist jetzt wieder.
Katharina klärt das jetzt.
Kamera 1, Licht an, Moderation. Da kommt nichts. Moderation, Licht an.
Die Performance bitte?
Licht, jetzt. So.
Jetzt.
Jetzt kann die Kamera loslegen. So. Jetzt kann die Moderation schon starten. Ich habe schon alles drin.
Gut.
now see my performance, where I explore the unseen worlds inside and between people, mirrored in gesture, sound, and movement. Thank you.
It's not on my channel.
You say something. I say something. You say something. I say something. You say something. I say something. You say something.
You say something.
I say something.
I say something.
You say something.
You say something.
I say something.
I say something.
You say something.
You say something.
I say
something.
You say
You say
something.
something.
I say
something.
You say something.
You say something.
I
I say something.
You say something.
You say something.
I say
I say something.
You say something.
You say something.
I
say something.
Katharina.
Das Interview?
Ja. 17.
17. Laufen lassen?
Ja.
I'm sitting here with Katharina Löckenhoff. She's one of the artists of our exhibition, and she has spent most of her artistic career researching the topic of sound, turning into language, turning into meaning, and specifically the spaces in between those steps, which is the phenomenon of threshold, where the inside comes to the outside. You can see that in her artistic research project from the year 2018 and 19, where she traveled through 5 countries from Iceland all the way down to South Africa, interviewing 50 different artists and investigating about this topic of stepping over boundaries and discussing the fear that may arise from opening yourself to new concepts, specifically new concepts of life in these ever-changing times. So, yeah, tell us about your motivation to create art in general.
I'm really interested in a kind of awareness where we can really see the beauty in the world, to strengthen this ability to really see that there is peace everywhere if we are open to it, and that we are not fooling ourselves with all this negative news coming to media or our own mind. And I really find the tools for this in color and sound to strengthen this kind of awareness for beauty.
Very nice. So tell us a little bit about the current work that is exhibited here, the 7 words. How did it come to life?
Yes, in my recent work, the 7 words, I was trying to visualize words I really did not understand. These words were given to me by the man I love from Egypt, and the meaning I tried not to know.
And you don't speak the language?
I don't speak at all. I really did. There was no meaning at all in these words, and I tried only to feel with my body the sound and to bring it together with color form, so that the color forms visualize these words and kind of make it possible to see the connection, the relation between meaning, between sense and the senses I can use to see and to hear.
Yeah, very nice. I find it really fascinating because if you look at her work, you look at the words that were given to her in Arabic language, and if you imagine she listened to the sound and then she expressed what came through her body into form, and then when you look at the actual form, you actually see the meaning. So the meaning has translated somehow using I suppose, the subconscious mind as a transporting medium, and it has come out on the other side, and it is actually, you can see it. It's understandable. It's really fascinating. Great. So which role does sound play in your work in general?
For me, sound is the energy of our being, and especially if sound becomes language, we can see that we are actually language. If we think, we have thoughts in our mind, these thoughts structure what we are actually. And if we hear sound, our emotions are created by these sounds. And I think even our body is a kind of resonance to sound. So sound is really everything for me. The foundation of my being, our being.
Vibrational beings. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Was?
17b, ist das jetzt?
Nein, guck gleich. Das hat immer gut geschnitten. Jetzt kommt 17b, jetzt muss ich sie runter.
I'm sitting here with Katharina Löckenhoff. She's one of the artists of our exhibition. And
jetzt muss ich das suchen. Nicht ein bisschen. Was kommt jetzt danach?
Danach kommt Julia. Mein Video.
Ein Video, nicht keine Moderation.
Der Klang ist nicht dabei.
Der ist dabei, der ist hier.
Was ist das Video? Warum ist alles auf eingeschaltet? Da und davor?
Das ist alles da, der Ton.
İstediğiniz seçeneğe lütfen bakınız. Akbili tekrar dokundurunuz. Akbil tıklanın. Yapınız. Sadece yapınız. Girişi yapınız. Sadece kağıt para girişi yapınız. Harfleri tekrar dokundurunuz. Harfleri tekrar dokundurunuz. Harfleri tıklanın. Harfleri tıklanın.
Erster jetzt Operation. Licht an.
Video Nummer 10.
Was?
Video Nummer 10. Kamera 1.
Ja, ist da.
Julia Priss. And I will quote, "I'm interested in the moment in which processes of change take place. The transience of the moment becomes visible becomes visible through the dissolution and fading. To visualize this process, I'm working with different media such as video, photography, and sound. Thereby, time as well as chance become the designing elements. Casts create negative forms and traces of a presence are left behind." And about the video that you are about to see. This video was created during laboratories of signs and gestures, and I worked with the idea of codes, sound, and language. In the video, you can see a moving shadow score with the signs fermate and long break and fortissimo. The upper one is used in music as a symbol of ringing, silence, and the lower symbol for unlimited loudness. The sound is the wavelength of 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz, human audio spectrum, and accompanies the entire video. However, the human ear can only perceive certain waves towards the middle of the video. In the title Laut Bloß, I also work with different levels of perception. Here comes the video.
Klappt ja mal. Kann ich jetzt noch jemanden werden, wenn eins läuft? Und dann noch Moderation vorher.
Pause. Stopp. Kamera 1. Senay.
So, welches kommt jetzt?
Kamera 1.
Nee, welches Video?
Kein Video. Also 11.
So the next artist is Yubu, based in Essen, Germany. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me. Yes. Hello everyone, I'm Yue Wu. I'm originally from China, and a very pleasure and honor to be invited by the beloved, by the beloved colleague Beata Julia on the Scarlet. I'm with interdisciplinary approaches such as concept art, performance, and time-based media. I'm keen to explore and express my artistic interpretation of topic time and femininity. For this art project, I created a video installation. The image is a piece of broken glass with the artificial sound, and then I created a multiple dimensional image with different murals. And this artwork called Glasses Talking. I hope everyone would enjoy that.
Thank you, Yu. So we see the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Yu. Such a pleasure to be part of our project and to meet all these international artists and people interested in art. I'm a performance artist. I also do.
Sag mal, welches Video das ist. Zweite 11b?
Ja, 11b.
So, das wusste ich nicht. Okay. Läuft. Und läuft jetzt noch. Das. Was kommt danach? Moderation. So, das war's für heute. Also zum Schluss geht es ja jetzt ein bisschen besser, ne? Das ist ja eben Übung, ne? Ist ausgeschaltet hier. Also wenn ich das auf habe, dann kannst du sprechen, ne? Also da ist jetzt wirklich Schluss. Ja, letztendlich. Das ist hier Farewell Live. Das ist Farewell Live. Was ist das? So, also was machen? Okay. Kamera 1 gleich. Was?
Stopp. Kamera 1. Senay. Licht an. Werte Licht. Klang.
Ja. Licht? Licht? Ganz hell, volle Kanne. Ja,
So, this was our first part, our first day. Thank you very much for your patience with the technical difficulties, and I hope you enjoyed all of the pieces of art. We will see you back tomorrow with a live stream starting at 2:30 German time, European time. See you. Bye.
Werte.